Hello, and thank you for joining me on this channel where we may be dazed, but we are not confused. We are doing a What's Haunting Your House reading for the sign of Libra. So the purpose of this reading is to take a look at some situation that might be eluding you and get some advice about what you can do to better integrate this into your field of awareness so that you can move forward into a more peaceful and prosperous future as a result of doing so. So, taking a look at the cards that I made ahead of time, we have that you are hearing a bump in your basement. And the numbers that are associated with this are 2 and 7. So when I see bump, I think of some sort of force that is being exerted on another object in some manner, whatever the mechanism, that's causing a shift or a movement that's, you're hearing the sound as a result of that. So I feel like there's something taking place that's forcing or putting a force on something or pushing something in your basement. The basement, for me, being connected to your subconscious mind or something maybe even under your feet. All right? Something is taking place and it's kind of pushing it over and it's getting your attention in your basement. So let's take a look at the Rider-Waite Tarot to clarify these two cards. All right, so we have the Strength card. So I feel as if what you are having to do is you're having to tame or hold back something that wants to kind of come up that you've kind of repressed. And it's taking a lot of strength because whatever this is, I feel as if you might think that it's like socially unacceptable, or it could be an aspect of yourself that is more outspoken or more aggressive, and you're having to hold it down. But I feel like this process of this, it's almost like you've locked this lion up. This is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing it's like you've taken this animal, this lion, and you've kind of locked it up in your basement. You've forgotten about it. This doesn't have to be a negative thing either. It could actually literally be your strength and your power to be a leader. All right. Another way I'm looking at this is like, the lion is like a Leo. So it's like you have this strength, you have this power, you're showing up in your pride, just top of the food chain. But you have this woman who has to be very, very strong, who has a very different demeanor, just kind of more demure, more prim and proper, more appropriate for whatever situation that she might be in, taming this beast that's being treated like a beast. And I feel like you're having to show up in one way when in reality you are this lion. You might be playing small in a situation, and what you're hearing is the bump that reminds you that that lion is still locked in your basement. Will you let it out? Let's take a look at some of the advice cards to see what we can do to give this the attention it deserves, all right? To possibly integrate it. So we're going to start with the Divine Feather Messengers. And I have 2 cards that came out, so I'm going to shuffle again until I just get one. All right. I have the Hawk. So the Hawk says, pay attention. A powerful message is being communicated to you now. So the Hawk is something that can also be indicative of your ability to do something, to take action. We said that perhaps you were playing small and you didn't want to do something because you didn't want to maybe step on people's toes or step outside of some type of social norm that you are trying to observe. But I feel like this is saying that it's important for you to maybe not let the lion out and just let it loose on everyone, but maybe find a way to allow it to at least be seen a little bit, to incorporate it a little bit. So it says, Hawk has flown in to deliver a special message to you today. The energy of Hawk confirms what you may already know, or it opens your spiritual perception so that you may receive the message. Tune into this divinely guided communicator to see where you might receive more insight or information. Hawk directs you to see what you might have been missing. If you have been ignoring your own intuition or the synchronicities around you, it is time to listen and become aware now. So the hawk is also connected with, in Egypt, the sun god Ra. So that has to do with your power and your strength. I also think of like the sun card when I see this as well. So all of this has to do with your power, I believe, and the sense that you're playing small to fit into some type of social situation, and you've got this lion in the basement that wants to come out, or it's just allowing you to remember that it is down there because you might have begun to forget that it's there. So let's take a look at the Mystical Shaman Oracle and get some further messages here for you. All right, we have thunder, and the number associated is 56, which can also become 11. All right, it says, legends speak of the great thunder beings who live in the sky and call for your attention when great occurrences are meant to happen in the world. They warn when tensions in a situation are called upon to be released. Their presence in your reading reminds you of the dramatic moments in life that change everything. Both awesome and frightening when thunder arrives, it is also a wake-up call, one that you will not soon forget. When thunder comes into your reading, it refers to a big dramatic change that feels like a herd of wild bison on the run. You feel it right through your bones, and you know that you are powerless to influence whatever events have been set in motion. This is a time to be prepared for anything. Your life is an adventure, and wonderful opportunities are arriving now. The trick is to learn to run with them. Qualities that you'll need now more than ever are flexibility, dexterity, and a willingness to experience it all without dictating from where or in what form opportunities will come. Your destiny is arriving. Be ready. Do you feel like unnecessary drama is waylaying your life? Could you be exhausted from listening to others tell you their never-ending victim story? Or could you be telling yourself a version of the same? It's time for an about face. You are being warned that to continue on this path will cause you to regret your choices, even if they appear benign or familiar. It's time to say no to drama, both yours and others. Focus on solutions rather than problems. You are worthy of a drama-free life. All right. So, I feel as if this could be speaking to this need for you to make a change and step into your power, particularly if you're in an environment where you kind of have to walk on eggshells and play small in order to alleviate the chances of drama ensuing. I feel like what's happening here, and with this Thunder card, I also pick up the Scorpio energy and the Tower card. I feel as if this is saying that if you are not heeding the fact that you are actually kind of repressing a huge part of yourself to kind of be in your power and to be a leader and to have a lot of, self-pride and demand a lot of respect and dignity, that this could happen in a very unsettling way where you kind of explode on someone. And then, if you feel like you have to maintain a certain type of composure or a certain way of being in this group or around this environment, this could kind of blow your cover a lot. Because if you're hiding the fact that you're actually a very strong, empowered individual who has all of the capabilities in what it would take to be a leader, even amongst this group, it could come out in a way that's not very well received and kind of backfire. So I feel like this is saying that, it's important to be aware of needing to make a change. And it might shock some people. You might not get the best reception to begin with, but the more that you can kind of incorporate this into how that you are interacting with them, the better. All right. So let's take a look at the Peace Oracle and get a message from them. All right. We have a few cards that tried to come out, so we're going to keep shuffling until we just get one. All right. We have resolution. Right? So I feel like it's finding a balance that's fair to you in the situation that you're in, okay? If you want to make peace with your enemy, you have to work with your enemy. Then he becomes your partner. Nelson Mandela. There is tension in peace. Conflict comes and struggles arise. That is the way of the world. Peace is an ability, not a state of being. Meet your challengers as equals. Their needs are your needs. Peace, love, and hope. Opposition is an opportunity to deepen understanding and strengthen alliances. Counseling or meditation. Seek to understand and then be understood. Satisfaction comes from putting a matter to rest. An adversary becomes an unlikely benefactor. Know where you cannot bend. I release the need for power, control, or domination. I have no time or need for them. I am courageous in my desire to give love, to seek love, and to be love. I pursue peace relentlessly, for myself and for the world. Together, we are beautiful. We are peace. So I feel as if, your possible desire to keep the peace by kind of diminishing yourself may not be the best way to go about doing that. And maybe what you can do is by allowing yourself to kind of integrate more into the leadership and expect that there will be some type of conflict, expect that you might make some enemies as a result of that, but also recognize that you can still try to work with these individuals in whatever the arena is. Perhaps it's a situation that you're not able to kind of walk away from, and that's why you feel like you need to show up like this. But if you feel if you look at it as if you can work with these individuals and still show up in your more authentic self, or a version of yourself that's more authentic, then it will actually benefit you more than having to walk on eggshells and not be and show up in all of your glory in order to appease the whims of others who may or may not be comrades or peers who are necessarily supportive of you. Okay. All right, so Libra, that is what I have for you for your What is Haunting Your House reading. I hope it was helpful for you and that you were able to get some insight that can help you to move forward into a more prosperous and peaceful future. Thank you for joining me on the channel where we are dazed, but we are not confused. And until the next video, bye-bye.